Alright, immediately back in action. So, I have already sprayed this with mold release. That is done. Next order of business is gloves. Respirator is on my face. To clarify, sleeves are on my arms. I don't like having exposed skin around chemicals. So, right. Gel coat stuff. Do I remember how to do any of this? Is the question. Right, I've got grey pigment, which is still covered in stuff on the outside, but ho hum, just wipe it off. Right, pigment, yes. This is the Fixotropic, or is this? No, this is for, okay. This is for the laminating resin, so I'm going to put this away before I get confused. Right. Cup. And I'm going to use a new cup, because this is going to be like the most important layer. And I shall chance nothing. Right. This will be the gel coat. Yields. Then what catalyst? MEKP, which I think is actually this one anyway. Yeah, this one anyway. Cool. So it's exactly the same catalyst as I'm using for the laminating resin. That's fine. Just having to re-familiarize myself with a bunch of stuff. Now I am inclined, just because it makes me feel better, I am inclined to double glove. I do just feel better. Right. So let me read some stuff real quick. Gel coat, catalyst ratio, 1 to 2%. If I did 2%, it would take about 15 minutes. Okay. I'll do 2% with this, and then 10%. I'm so glad that I write things on the tin, because I would not remember. Fair enough. So I'm going to want to mix up. How much do I want to do at a time? probably gonna want to do Hyundai. Hyundai feels might not be enough to do Hyundai. Might do 2 Hyundai. Okay, let's see. Let me get a screwdriver on these tins first. That'll work. One lid opened. Open the other lid on the second tin. There we go. Jobbed. Right. And I suppose technically I could do this over here, because in a real rarity, I actually have the space for it. Slightly nuts. Right. So, here is my tin of gel coat. There are a bunch of new sticks. This is my tin of pigment. And then my catalyst I'm going to stick out the way because I don't trust me. Now I'm also adding talcum powder to this mix as a means of trying to mattify it. Because when I'd used talc in the mould before, it could leave kind of a fuggy finish. So I'm going to not do that. And I'm just going to add it to the mix itself. So hopefully that works out okay. Right. Okay. So if I do 2 Hyundai, I have no idea how much of this I'm going to need. I might even only need a Hyundai. I don't know yet. Right. Oh, annoyingly, the display on these scales likes to go dark after a few seconds, so I have to keep poking it to kind of bring it back to life again. So that's about a Hyundai, so I'm going to need at least 2 Hyundai. I think I'd rather have too much than not enough. just because ratios and stuff. Back to me display. Nearly. Painfully close. Come on. Nice. Okay, 200. Good. Right. 200. Cool, cool. This is going on here. I'll tidy it up later. As long as it's covered for now, that's fine. Right, if that's 200, then I was doing 10%, which is 20. So I will do that. This is grey pigment. I'm going to have to stir up for a while first. Don't you die on me. Right. So 20 of this. Painfully close. Nearly. Allegedly, that is it. I might as well mix stuff with this one. So, again, deal with tidying it up in a bit. Then I want to have, so that's 220, and I want to do 2% to, well, I'll call it 2, because it's going to be, I can't do 0.2 of a gram with anything, like it's just not, it's not a thing that I'm able to do. Literally can't measure it, so, you know, kind of just is what it is. So, frankly, I'm going to leave that in that. Do that. And then attempt to do 2, no, 0, dang it. That's more than 2. Oh well, right. And then also going to add talc. And then I'm going to pray, to be honest. This is the talc that I had from last time. And I'm going to use exactly the same unit of measurement that I did before, which is the tiny lid of a vial. Screw you, tape. You're going to screw up my process. Alright. Now I'm going to mix the thing. Right. There was definitely more catalyst in there than I wanted there to be. But, oh well, I'm sure that's not going to come back to bite me at any point. I don't remember how many capfuls I did last time. I don't want to mess with how this cures. I also don't want it to be shiny. Let me compare this color-wise to my other one. Yeah, that's probably going to be fine. I don't know whether I would have added a second capful to this last time or not. But also, I am going to be painting it, so I'm not, like, super worried about adding a little bit extra, to be honest. So I will add basically 1.5. That's the only thing that bugs me about my other one, is that it did come out kind of shiny. Which is just not great. I mean, it's not going to matter a whole bunch, because I am still going to paint it. So I'm not phased, really. Right. Now, the question is, how do I want to approach this? I can probably pour a bunch and just smush it, right? So I'm assuming. I want to get as much up higher as I can. What brush did I use for this last time? I don't actually remember. Let me have a look. Probably this one, right? I'm just gonna smush it around. Focus getting up high, because that's the bit that is gonna drip. probably mixed stuff a lot more than I actually needed. Oh well. I'm not going to begrudge having too much versus not enough. It means that the colour will be consistent. That really matters more. I'm still going to need more. Not quite covering everything. I don't know though, maybe by the time I've smushed it. That sounds pretty good. I don't know. By the time I've smushed it round, maybe it'll be alright. Don't mind my throat. I can't clear it properly because I can't mute my mic while my hands are sticking. I don't want to subject anyone to that. Not if I can help it. Yeah, I'm gonna need more. On this side in particular. Better. Just looking for any little bald spots. There are a couple. I'm getting it into all the little crevices and stuff. Looks pretty good. There's a little bit in there. Deal with that. That looks alright, I think. I think 150 would have been the ideal. But again, when it comes to measuring catalyst, it becomes an immediate problem. I don't know. As much as it annoys me to waste stuff, it's kind of one of those, like, I can't really help it a whole bunch sort of situations. It'd be handy if I had a little pocket mirror. Check those other edges. But since I don't, I'm going to use the camera on my phone. Right. Let's see. No, don't take a picture. I don't care. I think that's a... Is that just a shiny bit? Yeah, that's just a shiny bit. Okay. That looks pretty okay. That looks pretty okay. Cool. Guess I'm rolling with that. Right. And I kind of just have to leave it for a while, although I can see it separating in here. So, how about you don't do that? See you separating as well. Put it in there. I'm not sure how much is too much. Because there probably is a too much. I'm kind of operating to the rules of, if it's not visibly separating, don't mess with it. Alright. Cool, I think. I don't want to put separate down here as well. That's what made me worry about this whole bit. Quite thin. Just keep an eye on it, I guess. What's the time now? 23. I call it 20. So 35. Then maybe I can start messing with some stuff. Maybe. I'm just looking over my other piece. Should be able to mess with that. By the time it's cured, I think colour-wise, it will be okay. Still got to mess about with this one. That's fine. Don't want to paint anything until I've got all the pieces though, because, you know, colour mixing, etc. I'm just annoyed to have wasted so much. But I don't want to put in too much of this, because I feel like that's what dicked me last time. So I'm kind of inclined to leave it as is. It looks cool on cam, actually. I quite like that. Get rid of this. From last time, I remember this taking a while. I think it was the tank that made the cure a bit weird. So this might end up taking me longer than I want it to. Might, maybe. Leave the pot of stuff there for now. Seems to be holding out pretty well. So I'm inclined to acetone this sucker. Since I have acetone available. Might as well. Alright. Yeah, I'll tidy some stuff up while I'm waiting. Where did I put anything? Okay. What? I found it. Okay, in fairness, it feels pretty sticky. So it might be okay. Just trying to wipe off as much from this brush as I can before I acetone it. Feels pretty sticky. That's a good sign. Yes. Yoink. There's not going to be a lot happening for a few mins, just while that's doing its thing. So I'm just going to tidy up off screen. I've got quite a lot of stuff over here that I need to clean. Taking a while to clean the splash. That should be fine, actually. Right, where's my brush? Cloth. Clean this sucker real quick. Right. That's now fine. That's still very liquid. That's still pretty liquid. So that's going to be a while. I'll just keep cleaning stuff. these pots are really quite covered in various, so I'm just gonna wipe at least the rims. Although I totally accept that there's not a lot I can do about this. I'll just feel slightly better if they're a little less mucky. That's slightly better. I'm going to keep coming back and poking this and seeing whether I can do anything with it yet. But not yet. Stick this one back as well. Now I really got to change the glove. Now absolutely covered in stuff. Jobbed. Okay, Where am I at? Let me poke this. Still too liquid. That is still not it. Everything's holding up. Okay. This might have to be one of those. How does this feel? Okay, like literal liquid. Sweet. Well, this may be another one of those, like, I have to duck out and sort of deal with bits off cam, because I don't know how long this is going to take. Because it sucked last time as well. Thinking if there's anything else I can really do in the interim. Not really. Classic. Oh well, it's what it is. This might just be a very brief stream. Let me grab some pics again, because I'm gonna need them for build book things, and if I don't, I'll forget, yada yada. There's no way I'm gonna need this many pics, but I'm gonna take them anyway. So screw it. Yeah, something tells me this may take a while. But then this has managed. It might not be as bad as I'm thinking. Okay, right, so the very surface layer is definitely still liquid, but it feels kind of solid under that. So there's a chance it may not be that bad. I might just have to leave it for a while. I mean, I'm gonna have to do it for a while, but longer than I'd like, mayhaps. Yeah, okay. I don't think this is going to be one of those things that happens anytime soon. I might take the time to go clean up the old fiberglass tray. And by the time I've messed with that, hopefully, we'll be in a better position. But there's nothing exciting about that, so how long have I been going for? Like half an hour? Oh, okay, like an hour. Well, yeah, I can't. I keep looking at it like, oh, maybe, but no, absolutely not. Alright. I'm just gonna have to pause things for now, wait for this to do something, and then come back when it does. So, yeah, sorry for the runaround, but it is what it is. So, I'll be back at an unknown point. Yeah, well, Catch you in a bit.